Hello viewers, we are coming to you live from our main studio in Bakau, The Gambia. This is N24 News and I am your presenter Mary Matlin Jai. Coming up in the next minutes. After long waits for the TRRC report, the Truth Reconciliation Reparation Commission submitted its final report. The Gambia Moral Congress at Apressa says it will be taking part in the presidential election. In sports, GFF First Division Week 1 winners failed to win in Week 2. On the international front, Canada has confirmed cases of OMICRON variant in 2 people. These and more to feature in our today's bulletin. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us. Now the news in detail. GMC formed in 2009 and taken part in the presidential elections. It held its presser to clear the air and its way forward on Saturday. This presser comes after the party won its court cases against the IEC. Our reporter Pavru Moscoria tells us more.
The Gambia Moral Congress GMC formed in 2009 and tipped not to take part in the 2021 election as a result of rejection by the IEC. However, on a turn of event, this decision by the IEC was put on the bin by the High Court. The GMC at a press conference said it will be participating in the 2021 election. The party leader, Mai Ahmad Fati, tells us some of his wishes if elected.
Every comma, every interjection, every letter, every word, every sentence, every paragraph of the TRC recommendations will be fully implemented by a GMC government, without doubt, without any amendments. We will do so as a matter of priority. It will be within my first 100 days. The TRRC recommendations would have gone into proper effect. Within my very first, one of the first things that my government will endorse for implementation would be the TRRC. It reaches my table, it is off my table for implementation without delay.
On what the party will be doing next, Fati says his party will not depend on another party.
We did not create GMC to rely on other political parties or their political leaders for our political relevance, our political continuity, or our political survival. No, and definitely no. We exist on our own. We do not and will not depend on the existence of any other political party in the Gambia.
The Gambia Moral Congress is a political party founded by its party leader, Mai Ahmad Fati, since 2009 and still remains the party leader. This 2021 presidential election will be the third GMC will be participating in if things goes as it stands. Reporting for N24 News, I am Pavru Moscoria.
The UNICEF situation analysis of children revealed that over 50,000 primary school children are out of school as of 2021. This revelation was during a stakeholders validation it held. More in this report. The latest UNICEF situation analysis of children and adolescents in the Gambia shows that over 50,000 primary school children are out of school as of 2021. At the validation, a document came up on which partners, government, civil society, children, and young people took part on. Nuha Jata, who is an educational specialist, urged the private sector to come out and help. This he said during the validation of the conference center.
The private sector to be able to come out and see development as within their policy and programs, so that you don't only look at what you are doing from a profit lens, but you're looking at it from a development and investment lens. So that is a win-win. You provide services, you make profit, but you also give back to people and communities.
A participant also said children who are not in formal education are considered to be out of school.
We have a number of children who are in full-time education, but because the education they are undergoing is not classified as formal education, therefore they are considered out of school. For example, a child who is in the majalis, Dara, full time. Every morning he will have a lesson. Every evening he or she will have a lesson, learning something. But because that majalis is not considered as a formal education, the child is counted out as out of school.
Research shows that children in the Gambia achieve only 40% of their full potential. This reason they base on poverty, inadequate access to basic health and education. The Gambia is ranked 130 out of 157 in 2018 in World Bank Capital Index. Reporting for N24 News, Mary Madeleine Jai. The Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission has submitted its final report to the President. This report consists of 17 volumes with names of people to the prosecuted. Here is Powerful Muscoria again.
After the much talk about Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission TRRC report, the Commission have presented their final report to the government through President Barrow. After more than 800 days, which includes more than 392 witnesses' testimonies. The long wait for the report to reach the President is now over, as it reaches the President at last. In a press briefing, Dr. Lamin J. Cisse, the chair of the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission, said the Commission shall identify and recommend for prosecution for persons who bear the greatest responsibility for human rights violation. Cisse, who also said the Commission has in its report identified and recommend for prosecuting those most responsible for gross human rights.
Names of those individuals recommended for prosecution have not been placed in a sealed envelope, but mentioned expressly in the relevant sections of the report. This is distinguished from the practice of some commissions earlier, the Darfur Commission in particular, and the Kenya Commission. They had provided a sealed envelope that had a list of names that they thought they were recommending for prosecution. In ours, we did not put these names in a sealed envelope, but they are mentioned directly in the various reports. The report submitted to the President this morning is contained in 17 volumes of thematic reports.
The Commission was established in 2018 with its first public hearing on 7th January 2019. The Commission was established to find out the truth of what happened in Jammeh's 22-year rule. With one of its art to reconcile the people, one expects some reconciliations to be done. The report consists of 17 volumes of about 14,000 words. After the Commission presenting the report to the President, the questions now left unanswered is if the recommendations will be implemented or if there will be any reconciliation. Reporting for N24 News, I am Powerful Muscoria.
In sports, the Gambia Football Federation Week 2 results shows that on Week 1 winner was able to win their Week 2 fixtures, leaving 6 teams battling for the top with 4 points each.
The Gambia Football Federation Top Flight Football was back on the spotlight again, as Division 1 Week 1 winners all failed to win in the Week 2 fixtures. Unlike Division 2, the Division 1 doesn't cease to amaze the spectators with goalless draws, 2 goals win margin and 1-0 margin respectively. First winners of the GFF Week 1 fixtures, Gamtel suffered a 1-0 defeat against Wa Banjul, while Hawks and Falcons played a 1-1 draw at the Independence Stadium. Walidan, nicknamed the Blue Boys, also drew with newly promoted side Team Rhino at the Independence Stadium to register their second clean sheet of the season. Real de Banjul, who won Champions Fortune at Week 1, couldn't replicate the win against Marimo as they drew 1-1 at the Independence Stadium. With all Week 1 winners failing to win in Week 2, the table standings makes the predictors of who wins the season's title in surprise, as 6 teams are joined top, with Real de Banjul having an edge over them with goals scored. For the champions Fortune, they couldn't find their goal scoring boots as they drew 0-0 against newly promoted side Steve Vico, for both to register their 4 clean sheets.
Chelsea were unable to win against Manchester United as they played a 1-1 draw. This leaves City believing of leapfrogging them as a point to separate the two sides. On the international front, South Africa's president has condemned travel bans enacted against his country and its neighbors over the COVID-19 variant. We have more in this report.
Cyril Ramaphosa said he was deeply disappointed by the action, which he described as unjustified, and called for the bans to be urgently lifted. The UK, EU and US are among those who have imposed travel bans. Omicron has been classed as a variant of concern. Early evidence suggests it has a higher infection risk. The heavily mutated variant was detected in South Africa earlier this month and then reported to the World Health Organization (WHO) last Wednesday. The variant is responsible for most of the infections found in South Africa's most populated province, Gauteng, over the last 2 weeks, and the number of cases appears to be increasing in almost all provinces in the country, according to the WHO.
Canada has detected its first 2 cases of the Omicron COVID-19 variant in Ontario. A statement from Ontario's Ministry of Health on Sunday confirmed the cases of the variant were identified in Ottawa, which were reported in individuals with recent travel from Nigeria. Viewers, I'm afraid that's all time we have in today's bulletin. Stay tuned.